Welcome to Trading Lounge and the European indices. We'll look at the DAX, the AEX and the UK. And just on the daily chart for the DAX here, as you may know, we've got wave 4 down here. We're looking for 5 waves to the upside. So in those 5 waves to the upside, we're looking at wave 1 and 2 here, and then 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 for the third wave, then the fourth wave, and then the fifth wave to complete up here. So maybe late 2018, depending on wave 4 here. If wave 4 is really complicated and it can take like an extra 3 months or something, well then, it's going to throw things out. So, but you can kind of get a gist of where we are within the structure. So what we're pointing out today, however, is that we were looking at this here as an A and a B and a C with 5 waves down for wave C here to finish close to 12,000 or 12,100. And the last session seems to have confirmed that. So now we can be looking for long trade setup. So let's go into here. The DAX and the UK market are kind of similar on an intraday basis, where the AEX has been already heading up for quite some time. So that could be lifted a little bit, but it still needs to do its own thing, where the UK and the DAX could tune in together. So into the 4-hour chart here, just to give a bit of a brief. So from wave 3 here, an A wave and a B wave, and then we'd been counting 5 waves down for wave C of 4 here, and we'd also been counting from wave 4 down to wave 5 here. We're also counting for 5 waves down as well. So when we go to the hourly chart here, yesterday we were looking for wave 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and then 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, which is just here, and then down for wave 5 here, of wave 5, of C, of minor wave 4 here. So now we're looking to move up to copy that and put wave 5 up here, and obviously that can go higher here, and this be this wave 3 here. So in a nutshell, we'd be looking for 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5, something of that nature. So it does appear that we're on a nice trend to start with here. A couple of other points before we move into the tick chart here to look for a setup is that this dotted trend line through here was taken. I'm not sure how I got that actually, but anyway, I had it there before this came into play here, and this has created a bit of a turning point here. So that's there. Also, the thicker ones through here are going to cut through pretty much. I've taken from this high here to this low here. This is the 50 and the 60% retracement level. So there's going to be a bit of problems in this area here, and also too coming into 12.5, there will probably be some problems in here too. So it'll take a while to migrate through this area. So be aware of that. It's either going to be really time consuming, or it's going to be like a hot knife through butter, because we'll be in a third wave through here. I don't know which one is going to come out of the gate, but be mindful that there's the 2 of them, and we'll try and accommodate that within our tactics. So you may already be long at this point, and that's good based on our charts from overnight and so on, but let's just take a closer look at this, shall we? So on the tick chart here, I just want to highlight a bit of a problem here, in that that this here is looks like the actual low here in this case, okay? So we could count this up for 1 and back for 2 and up for 3 and 4, so, or even differently than that. But when I look on the cash market, this spike down here is actually the low. So there's a problem here, but the cash market, looking at the cash market, is the solution here. So the solution to this low here is based on this one here. So this is where we're going to start our count from. So you may have encountered that problem, and that's fine. But we'll keep an eye on both of them just to make sure, you know. So in this move up here, let's call this wave 1 and wave 2 here. And then we're going to look at, I just need to double check this actually. No, that's right. Wave 3 is to this point here. And of course, wave 4 would pull back. Well, this is where we can start mapping it out, and you can start rummaging through your own ideas of your own risk tolerance and what to do and so on. So this is the 38.2% retracement level here. So that's also, if we look at this as the wave 4 of 1 lesser degree here, then there's probably another way to count that, but it doesn't matter. So yeah, it's already retraced to its level here, so that's good. Now the other thing here too is that in reality, even though I've called this low in here, we've only got 3 waves up here. So realistically, if I can just point this out here, the reality is that we don't have 5 waves to the upside. We only have 3. And this is quite important because this is where our opinions can sort of overtake things a little bit, you know. So we need to understand both sides of the situation. So this can also be counted as an A and a B and a C wave here. Okay, so what we can do to confirm that we're actually going to be looking at a move to the upside, we know around the 12,400 here we've got the 50-60% retracement level, don't we? So we know that that's going to be a sticking point. We'll just save that. And yeah, so this wave 4 could get a bit more complicated, but let's just say that it's done its thing here and it will be pushing up from here. So if it's pushing up from here, it will be pushing up in terms of, say, 100 points. So we can go from 50 here to 50 up here. So we'll go to 50 here, then there'll be the 8 in here. I can't draw on this side of the tick chart, okay, so that's the problem. And then if we take this low here, and let's just put it at the 50 to start with here, that means that we would be looking to come back 50-60%. So it's quite possible for this market to pull back into this space here, right? So it may not be the case, but you know, we need to sort of consider it. What about there? So what we're looking for here, I'll just save this. So we're looking for wave 5 to move up, and then we're looking for an A wave and a B wave and a C wave to pull back 50-60%. But the first level of support that we should also be considering too on a wave 2 pullback is this one here, the wave 4 of 1 lesser degree. So it may not pull back to the 200 area here. It may pull back to the 12,250 area here. So we'll be looking closely at the wave count in this area here. But the good news is that if we've got 1 and 2 and 3 and we get 4 here and we make a new high above this one here, well, that's telling us we're going to get 5 waves. So if we get 5 waves in the opposite direction, which the opposite direction before was the trend coming down, wasn't it? So if we get 5 waves in the opposite direction, well, then we're going to get an ABC correction, and then we're going to be moving up further. So when we're looking at the ABC correction, it will be a 5-wave structure for wave A, 3-wave structure for wave B, and 5 waves in for wave C here. So it's more important to do the counting and bring that roughly closely into a retracement level, or a closest largest number and start working with it then. So even though that you may be in the market at this stage, you would well, it depends on what time frame that you're trading, the degree of structure that you're trading, not so much a 5-minute chart or a 1 hour chart. It's the degree of structure that you're trading, but you can certainly see where we're heading with this. Now I'm going to go to the UK market now because it's basically the same in a way. It's the same but different. So, and what I mean by same is that we were looking for a low in place. It was a pretty scraggly old sort of thing here, but we nailed it down, and then we're looking for a move up. And I have to say the move up too is it's a pretty scruffy looking move to the upside as well. But this is the 50-60% retracement level here. So if we look at what the DAX has just done, we're on a 1 hour chart here, so I can draw on this. So with the DAX and with this on, we could look at this as wave, say wave 1 and wave 2 here. We could look at this as wave sort of 3 in here. So, and a wave 4 and a wave 5. So even when it does come up to here somewhere, it's still going to have that ABC back and then up here. So I think that the logical place to trade this is taking out this top here, once that top's in play, and then bringing it down to here. And then we should also be able to get into it over here, build into it over here as well. I mean, if you're already long here, then the stop needs to stay out of the way down here somewhere. Okay, so it's quite a way off from that particular point there. So I'll just put that in red there. So we don't really have a position here just yet. You may, but I mean, I'm just shooting the breeze on the strategy that we're sort of looking at for this. So yeah, let me just while that's saving there, I just want to have a look at the UK market on the cash market. Just give me a second to have a look at that. Yeah, it's still messy, still really messy, but we should be seeing it moving up. That will be in line with our wave count at this stage, but I think once we said before too, we'd be looking to be long on 74.50, with a pattern on here. So let's leave it at that, but if you're short at the moment, long at the moment, then keep it under this. Now, the AEX is in a world of its own. It's living the dream by itself, which is nice. So this is just the tick chart here, but even if we come back to the daily chart here, this was already in front. We had the A, the B, and the C like the DAX, but the DAX is just here at the moment. So it's like the AEX is leading to the upside here. I'm not that familiar with the AEX in comparison. I haven't studied it for years and known all its little idiosyncrasies and things, but I find this quite surprising for it to do this. But we've been watching Unilever as well. And with this scenario here as well, we kind of figured that the move up here was impulsive, so we think that it's got further to go up there. We were looking to trade this here though, in terms, I know it's sort of the boat's left the shore, but I just found it odd in what it was doing. So but still, getting down to it, the 530 here is really important to me because it's 30, number 3, 1, 2 and 3, and it's a minor level 1, 2 and 3, which make up group 1. So nice tested support on top of group 1 here would give us the next move up. So yeah, we'll just be looking for this scenario. So the arrival, which we've had their reaction. We're looking for the first high above the level, and then we'll see a corrective pattern. So this corrective pattern would probably move in with the DAX at this point as well. So yes, the DAX and all that will be moving a bit more swiftly than this one, because this one's still got to go. It's still facing supply zones up here as well. And it still needs to get support on the 530 here as well. So yeah, not there just yet, but let's let's just see how we go with this anyway. So we want that support there. We want to set up for this. But if you're trading options and so on, then hey, it doesn't really matter that much. The time shouldn't be too far burnt out in terms of a wave 2. If you're buying options into a wave 4, well then wave 4s can be sideways and complicated. So it will depend if you're trying to, what your strategy is and on that, trying to, burn time or time's on your side. So there you go. Alrighty, we'll leave it at that. Cheers.